All right. Boy, that first quarter, they really pounced on us. That we were really reactionary defensively, and we know against a team with size, we've got to use our speed and our, and our disruption, and that was number A on our scout. And we just let them get too comfortable. They scored 23 points in the first quarter and only 32 the rest of the way. So once we shored that up, we were a lot better. And then offensively, I know we missed a lot of shots. I get it. Like, we didn't shoot well. As I just told my guys, we have to be willing to get uncomfortable. And not just do what we want to do. We just kept trying the same thing over and over and over again. And their size, they're just a giant team. We haven't seen that much size across the roster. Even their small guys are just physical. So they're bigger at every spot. And we just tried to play their game, not ours. And that obviously hurt us.
And obviously, after you get only one offensive rebound in the first half, you went small to start the second half to see, I guess, if the quickness could get something going, and maybe that helped a little bit, but it just seemed like nothing would work for you guys offensively.
Yeah, I mean, I think the middle two quarters were, what were they? I got you here. They were 10-9 and 11-10. So we, I'm sorry, 10. We got 10-9 in the second. They got 11-10 in the third, and then in the fourth it was 12-9. I mean, we were fine the rest of the way. Just that first quarter, they didn't get any offensive rebounds either. I think they were worried about our speed, so they weren't sending a ton to the glass, and our guys did a good job on the block out. I mean, offensively, you can't. We're having a tough time. We don't have guys that can create their own, and we're proving that we don't have a ton of guys that can create shots for others either. So we've got to be a little bit better getting uncomfortable so that we can do that better.
I mean, you knew coming in, they led the country in scoring defense, and you knew it'd be hard. Did anything surprise you with what they did?
No. They're just, I mean, they're number one in the country with a good schedule for a reason. I mean, they've got really great size, especially in their home gym. They let you play a little bit. So it was a lot more physical than I think that was not to our advantage either. And so we were kind of getting pushed around a little bit. But yeah, their size just negated anything at the rim. And so when things don't come easy, we want to keep trying to get things at the rim. And I keep trying to implore to my guys that I think they're better perimeter shooters than they think. And so we get into the paint and we just force something up instead of moving it. And then our guys are they're a little shot hesitant on the perimeter, and that's contagious, right? The misses and makes aren't. It's the shot trepidation that's contagious, and that's been showing now over the last couple of games, and that's a problem. And they'll have to look themselves in the eye, and they'll have to, Carlie's going to have to be better in that area for sure, and she will be.
And it seemed like the ball movement wasn't as good, and it seemed like a lot of dribbling at times. I guess that's what their defense does against most teams. Absolutely.
Yeah. Way too much dribbling. Yep. And then getting too deep, and then their size. The closer you get to the basket, obviously, the more advantage it is to them, because the size can be a factor. And we just kept doing the same thing. And again, the weakness of this team has never been a lack of effort. And so they just play harder, and they go harder, and they try harder over and over and over again, and not try differently. And we've been all good all year at kind of adjusting and going to plan B or plan C as needed. This game, for whatever reason, they just stayed in plan A, and they were hell bent on proving that they can do it that way. And didn't go well for them.
It feel like you just missed your chance when they went 10.5 minutes without a field goal, and you couldn't cut the lead more than you did.
Yeah, I mean, we knew this game was going to be in the 50s. I mean, that's it to their strength, right? I didn't know that we'd be in the 20s for most of the game, right? So it's a really good defensive team. It'll be a very good defensive team the next time we play them, and it'll be a very good defensive team the next game they play. That isn't. But again, that statistic over the 17 games is real. And we felt it tonight. It's a very, very, very good defensive team, and they're very big. And so they force you. You're going to have to win from the perimeter. If you look at the teams that beaten them, they've shot well from the perimeter. And we tried to impart that on our guys, and they were hell bent on attacking them at the rim. So we'll have to show them through film, and it's a great group to coach because they make adjustments as we ask. So I look forward to the team that we have next.
Just trying to front their big players inside most of the game. Was that the strategy?
I mean, we weren't entirely in front like we were against Virginia Tech. We were just active on the passing so we didn't stay in our spot. That was the key. When you it's not, as I say, you either have to be big or fast, and the best players are both. We're not big, so we have to be fast. And so if we get stuck in mud, then we're just not big enough or physical enough. So yeah, we were just active. I thought defensively, again, I don't think the problem was defensively. I thought we defended a very hard team to defend, and it's a very old COVID team. Kubai wasn't supposed to be here. So, it's just an experienced group that was in Sweet 16 last year. So it's a very, very good team, and a lot of credit to Nell. She's done a great job, and those guys are really well pieced together. But offensively, you're not going to win a game in the 30s. We have to own that we wanted to win the game in the 30s, it looked like.
And it seemed like a lot of maybe statistical parallels to the state game, but the difference was you guys fought and got closer, whereas against NC State you didn't. Did you learn from that game, you think?
I think what we learned is how good the top teams are. I mean, this is a top 15 team, right? And NC State's a top 2 team, right? I mean, those are just 2 very, very good teams. It's why you come to the ACC, and are we top 5 in the country? No, we're not there yet. The media asked me before about a week ago, you're in the top 5 in the net. Are you a top 5 team? And I said, not yet. We're just not, right? And so when you play these teams, this is a top 15 team, you have to be really good to beat them. We told our guys that, and I know they wanted to be really good. And the fact of the matter is they weren't. They were not really good tonight. So you're not going to win those games. So did we learn? We've learned a lot since NC State. I think we're a better team. The hard part is I bet they are too. So, it's not like Carolina's getting better and everybody else is eating bonbons. We know that Georgia Tech will be better the next time you play them, and so will NC State. And that's why you come to the ACC. So we'll look forward to those challenges. At least we get NC State again. I don't know if we'll get Georgia Tech again, but our guys don't back down from the challenge, and everything, as long as we use every opportunity to get better, I think we'll be just fine when we need to be.
Did you think that they did anything defensively specifically to target Deja today?
No, I mean, she got 12 shots, which we only took 55. So no, it's again, their size at the point of the screen, they're really big, and she's 5'8". So and then they clog it really well. So there's not a lot of space for her. And then they kind of concede the arc a little bit. And again, what we would do is we would then just re-attack instead of get excited about the opportunity to catch and shoot. So sometimes this group's unselfishness can get in their way. But let's be honest, RL, we shot 29% from 2, 23% from 3, and 27% from the line. I mean, I'm not going to let that shooting percentage derail who we are, but they're going to learn from it and get uncomfortable.
All right. I appreciate it. Safe travel.
All right. Thanks, man.
All right, Carlie, sorry. Can you give just a few quick thoughts on the game, and then RL, if you want to throw a couple questions at Carlie.
Yeah, I think Coach said it well. We didn't really play how we wanted to play, how we can play. We let them jump out to an early lead again and just kind of were reactionary and let them punch us, and we took a while to punch back. And yeah, definitely going to learn a lot from this game.
What was this the toughest defensive team you guys have faced this season, and how did they disrupt your offense today?
I think it definitely was one of the toughest defensive teams we've played. They're very long, they're very strong, and it just kind of felt like everywhere we went, there were a lot of arms, and so they did a great job at collapsing on the paint, like Coach said, and then we weren't necessarily finding those openings along the perimeter, and so I think just their length and size really got to us.
There are a lot of similarities, maybe statistically, to the game at NC State, but I thought the big difference is that you guys fought after falling behind, unlike at Raleigh. Did you learn from that experience in Raleigh, you think, and maybe that showed today?
Yeah, I think we've learned a little bit from every game we've played this season, and that's kind of the sign of a good team. You got to get better over every game. And so I think there were definitely takeaways from the NC State game. And I think there were takeaways from the Virginia game. So we're definitely going to have some takeaways from this one as well. And we just got to keep getting better.
Thank you. Safe travels.
Thank you.
Thanks, Carlie. Hi, Kennedy. How about just a few quick thoughts from you on the game, and then we'll take some quick questions.
I think we kind of started off a little slow. I think their length and their size kind of bothered us, but
we're gonna take this as a learning experience and just grow from it. I mean, we have all the pieces that we have, and I think, we could be better. So
How tough was it to go against their size and length? You guys, I don't think have faced a team quite like that today. What challenges did they create?
driving opportunities, a lot of driving kicks. We didn't do that so well because, there was just a bunch of people clogging the paint. And I think, we didn't penetrate, a little bit. So, and going to the glass, I don't know if they out rebound us, but they put a body on all of us. So I think, it kind of shocked us a little bit or bothered us.
As I was telling the coach, there's a lot of statistical parallels to the NC State game, but the big difference in this game is you guys fought back after falling behind early. I mean, I think he got it down to 9 at one point. Did you guys learn from the experience in Raleigh about resiliency?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that was a big game for us to, take a look back and, show we really have to fight in these moments. I mean, obviously Georgia Tech is a good team, but, I think, we can't compete with them. So I think just about toughness. And I think one of our coaches said before the game, this takes a lot of toughness. And I think we just have to carry that on and, stay by that, especially with these road games.
And obviously you're one of the team's best defenders. You guys held them without a field goal for 10.5 minutes. What were you able to do defensively? I mean, that was some of your best defense of the season during that stretch.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think the first half, it during halftime, we knew what we had to do. So I think being in the right positions, not helping off on, the shooters and or as much. And I think we stayed connected, and I think that, just shows a lot. And I mean, I think we all, bring our piece on the defensive end. And I think, we can be better, or, we were solid during that second half.
Thank you. Safe
Yeah.
travels.
Thank you.
Kennedy. Thanks, RL. I'll send you a few photos in a minute.
All right, appreciate it. Safe
Okay.
travels.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye.